pages 34-36. So Marty walks in on dinner and sees that his family
was so wrapped up in their own lives that they didn't think to ask him how the musical audition had turned out. He didn't feel like explaining why he had lost or seeing their expressions of fake sympathy. "Meatloaf again," he said flatly. His criticism did not keep the jaws from working.
Oh my God, what the hell? You guys, the jaws must keep working? I guess. The jaws possibly being the jaws of his family? Because they're eating? This sentence is so weird and scary, like there's hungry jaws in the corner of the room, just chewing endlessly. Anyway, we meet the rest of Marty's family. Brother Dave, this is how the book introduces him. Brother Dave, 22, wearing a Burger King uniform, keeping
one eye on the clock and the other on his food,
which he wolfs down
in large sections, swallowing noisily like a half-starved animal.
Linda, sister,
cute in a kind of a sleazy way.
Hello. Mom, 47, overweight with
more food on her plate than anyone else.
Because fat people always eat more than non-fat people, obviously, and we see what they're having for dinner, and suddenly Gipe is all about the brand names for no reason. They're eating the inevitable meatloaf, Kraft macaroni and cheese, Bird's Eye mixed veggies, French's instant mashed potatoes, Jell-O instant chocolate pudding, generic brand instant whipped topping. It doesn't come through here in list format, but the way these brand names is worked in is super weird and conspicuous. As in
sour grapes, Linda said softly, not looking up from her dessert, which was Jell-O instant chocolate pudding with a generic brand instant whipped topping.
In terms of word count, that sentence is 46% events that happened and 54% guys. Here's some brand name description. It's like product placement for books, only they couldn't find a whipped topping sponsor, so generic brand it is. Here's a fun fact, this page was the very first one that was so weird that read it out loud to my wife, then just my girlfriend. But then I married her, and then dog-eared it so that I could do something with it later. And here we are, later, and we're doing something with it together. Anyway, Mom asks how the audition went. Marty says he didn't do well. His brother suggests it was fixed. Marty agrees, and his dad says,
"You're better off not having the aggravation of dealing with that YMCA dance."
Because if he got it, Marty would have to get his equipment there, and make contingency plans if someone got sick, then make sure they got paid, then divide up the money evenly, then settle with the musicians' union. Then if they were good and got other jobs, they'd need to worry about scheduling that around schoolwork. So we learn George is both a pushover and a guy who is super worried about contingencies, which I guess is nice. In case you haven't picked up on it yet, there's so much unnecessary talking in this book, you guys. Everyone just talks and talks and talks. In the movie we just get the tiniest sliver of conversation and it's all we need. Movie George says you're better off not having to worry about all the aggravation and headaches of playing at that dance, which is nice because I always thought it sounded more as him trying to think of something nice to say to his son than expressing his sincere fear of aggravation and or headaches. In the middle of this talking, Lorraine Mom McFly notices Linda eating the Jell-O instant chocolate pudding with a generic brand instant whipped topping. Find it at your local grocer in the pressurized desserts section, and says you don't have to eat that, you know, we've got cake. And brings out the welcome home Uncle Joey cake, and not only did Uncle Joey not get parole this time, as in the movie, but we all talk and talk about it and the backstory behind it and the motivations of the parole officers, and oh god.
It's a shame, Lorraine continued. They practically assured him he'd get out this time. Then there was a shake-up in prison management. I guess that hurt him more than anything. Everybody has his own axe to grind.
Blah blah blah. Someone better drive a car through time soon is all I'm saying.